Are you ready? Have you received your invitation? I know you're excited. I know you have been waiting all year filled with anticipation. Next Thursday, July 11th, the worldwide leader in woke, they will be hosting the biggest party of the summer. Now, they call it the ESPYs, but the rest of us, we call it the Butt Bongo Festival. All of your favorite deacons at Woke United Methodist will be there. I'm sure ESPN will show the immaculate entrance of Deacon Stephen A. Smith. That's just what the dozens of people watching want to see. A man approaching, 60, unathletically walking into a building filled with bruised cabooses. Who knows? Maybe Sarah Spain will make an appearance with the lowest bidder. She auctioned herself for a date for the Super Bowl, so why not auction yourself off and allow lonely men to bid pesos to take you to the ESPYs? I would imagine that the fake King LeBron James will be there. Perhaps he will even bring his prince, Bronny. If the James royal family decides to show up to the ESPYs, they're not going to be the only royal family in the building. Prince Harry, he's probably going to be there to accept the Pat Tillman Award. Now, the decision by ESPN to give this award to Prince Harry, it has caused bitterness and outrage on social media. And the outrage towards the worldwide leader in woke, it was started by none other than their highest paid star and the host of one of the least watched shows on their network, Patty McAfee. Again, Pat McAfee again. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Now, I got to give Pat McAfee credit for one thing. The dude has balls. He is not afraid to go after anyone, and he is damn sure not afraid to attack his bosses at ESPN. Well, KC, Pat McAfee says that he doesn't have bosses at ESPN. He works for himself. Is he signing the back of those paychecks? Does the front of those paychecks read worldwide leader in woke? If the answer to both questions is yes, then Pat McAfee, he's got a boss at ESPN. But to his credit, not like Pat McAfee, but to his credit, he is not afraid to go after his bosses when he thinks they're in the wrong, which is somewhat surprising because in terms of television ratings, Pat McAfee, he has absolutely zero leverage. Howard Stern wasn't afraid to attack his bosses, but Howie, he had plenty of leverage. He had 15, 20 million people listening to his show every week. You would have to combine Pat McAfee's ratings over 4 months to reach 20 million people. As predicted here on the channel, ratings for the Pat McAfee Show, they have gone from almost nothing to nothing as we have gotten deeper into the summer. For some reason, ratings for just about everything have been unavailable since the middle of June. I don't know if Nielsen had budget cuts, maybe they're going out of business. I don't know. What I do know, through the middle of June, Pat McAfee, he was averaging an abysmal 244,000 viewers on ESPN. Awful. Just awful. But that has not stopped him from calling out his employer over their decision to give the prestigious Pat Tillman Award to the insufferable Prince Harry. Fun fact, Prince Harry, he has something in common with King Braun. Neither one of them are actual royalty. But before we get to Pat McAfee's critique of ESPN and his bosses, and why I might surprise some of you by disagreeing with him and somewhat agreeing with ESPN's decision, let's go and get to the sponsor for today's video, my friends at the Embroidery Spot, who made this hat that I'm wearing right now. 4th of July is right around the corner. Actually, it's 2 days from now. Now, for deacons at Woke United Methodist, the 4th of July, it is a very painful holiday featuring patriotic Americans celebrating with friends and family and the traumatic sound of all those fireworks. But for the rest of us, the holiday is set aside to appreciate the freedoms that we enjoy. What often gets overlooked on the 4th, it's the people who sacrifice their lives, like Pat Tillman, to give us that freedom, and that's the people in our military. And what better way to show your appreciation for our military than wearing gear from the embroidery spot? For those of you who appreciate the police, instead of wanting to defund them, you can show your appreciation with the collection of service line hats that you can personalize with a name or a badge number, just like they got right here. And if you want to personalize your support, the embroidery spot, they offer customized hats. You can select and personalize any of their standard designs or put your design on a custom hat like I did. But of all the unique hats offered at the embroidery spot, and some of them are back here, but of all the unique hats they have, this one right here is my personal favorite, hiding from Biden. In the year of our Lord 2024, that's what we are all doing, especially after the debate last Thursday night. We are all hiding from Biden and hoping we no longer need to hide by November. The embroidery spot, they are proud to be military owned and operated with almost 2,000 satisfied customers rating them 4.9 out of 5 stars. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL10, that's BTL10. Receive 10% off your first order with the embroidery spot. Every year, one of the few things that ESPN gets right with the ESPYs is giving someone the honor of receiving the Pat Tillman Award. Now, for those that don't know, Pat Tillman, he was a former safety for the Arizona Cardinals. He sacrificed his NFL career to protect our freedom fighting the war against terror in the Middle East. I can't think of a greater sacrifice than giving up millions of dollars in the NFL, your own career, to give your life to your country. Pat Tillman, he was that dude. According to ESPN, they honor someone with this award every year who has a strong connection to sports while serving others in a way that emulates the legacy of Pat Tillman. ESPN's decision to honor Prince Harry, it pissed Pat McAfee off, and he wasn't afraid to let them know about it. Watch for yourself.
See, why does the ESPYs do this shit? You know what I mean?
This is asinine. This is like actually the most embarrassing thing I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
For sports people.
Well, yeah, that's what the award is for, yeah. Somebody who's committed their life to sport and everything like that. It's like when you do something like this, you know the immediate reaction from humans and from sports fans and like people with like just common sense and brains. It's going to be like, and I assume Prince Harry, by the way, I don't know anything about him except for the South Park episode and then what I've learned from The Crown and everything like that. Like, did his people know, like, hey, you publicly put me up for this award. You're just asking basically every person that considers themselves, you know, American, like saying this is bullshit. And I got a chance to talk at the beginning of the ESPYs, much to the chagrin of the people that run the ESPYs. You know, they weren't necessarily thrilled about any of that and all that. But like, come on, man. Come on.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you like I always am. Initially, I agreed with Pat McAfee. Pat Tillman's mother, she wasn't exactly thrilled when ESPN announced that they were giving this honor to Prince Harry. Like most people, I was automatically siding with the mother of Pat Tillman, and I was siding with Pat McAfee. Now, I didn't agree with his narrative that ESPN did this to piss people off. It was a publicity stunt. If anything, ESPN has a long history of going out of their way to avoid controversy. Hell, they suspended Stephen A. Smith a couple of years ago because he hurt the feelings of lonely men when he said that it would be hard for Major League Baseball to build around Shohei Ohtani because he struggles to speak the English language. The worldwide leader in woke, they tend to be allergic to controversy and outrage. Like Pat McAfee, though, I don't know shit about fuck when it comes to Prince Harry, or anyone else in the royal family for that matter. I've never understood it. I've never understood the British fascination with the royal family. To be honest, I couldn't give a shit less about them. But before I blindly agreed with Pat McAfee and just about everyone else, I did a little research on the Pat Tillman Award and Prince Harry. Actually, didn't take me very long because David Hookstead over at Outkick, he did most of the research for me. For a moment, a brief moment, I want you to put everything you know about Prince Harry to the side. That was easy for me to do because I knew next to nothing about him. But if you think he is a woke wanker spanker, just for a moment, put that to the side. Did you know Prince Harry fought in the war in Afghanistan not once, but twice? I did not believe it when I was reading this article from David Hookstead. So I double checked and verified it for myself. Dude, or I guess Prince, he served 10 years in the military. And it wasn't like he was serving from some highly protected bunker. Prince Harry was on the ground fighting actual terrorists. Once his military days were over, Prince Harry, he started the Invictus Games. It's designed to help wounded and injured military veterans get healthy and compete athletically. Look, I know next to nothing about Prince Harry, nothing, but I was shocked when I found out about this. He did not have to go fight in the war. He went over there because he wanted to do it. Say what you want about his wife, Princess Mallory, or whatever the hell her name is. Think she was the girl on Suits. Say whatever you want about her. Say what you want about Prince Harry and his decisions since leaving the military, but the one thing that you can't take away from him is his military service. The man gave 10 years of his life fighting the war in the Middle East. He went on 2 separate tours, which is exactly 2 more tours than I've been on and 2 more tours than Pat McAfee's been on. In terms of qualifying for the Pat Tillman Award, if Prince Harry doesn't qualify, who does? 3 years ago, ESPN, they gave the Pat Tillman Award to someone named Marcus Rashford. He was given the award for raising millions of dollars to feed starving children, which is great. That's great. That's fine. But if he's qualified to receive the Pat Tillman Award, why isn't Prince Harry? Is he not qualified because he married the Queen of Woke? Because he borrowed the strategy of Dwayne Wade and allowed himself to be indoctrinated by his wife? This is pure speculation on my part, but I think Pat McAfee's days are numbered at the worldwide leader in woke. Do I think he cares? Absolutely not. But like I have been saying since last summer, this marriage between Pat McAfee and ESPN, it's only got one end result: divorce. His ratings in the pooper. Hell, his ratings have been in the pooper since his show started in September. The ESPN audience, they don't like him. There was a collective groan when ESPN announced that Pat McAfee was returning to College Game Day. Now, me personally, I didn't care. I haven't watched College Game Day in years. The show's absolutely terrible. It's been terrible for a long time. The problem, though, for Pat McAfee at ESPN, he thrives off of controversy at a network that is allergic to controversy. Unless something drastically changes with management at ESPN, that is not sustainable. This is what, the 3rd, maybe 4th time this year that Pat McAfee has called out his bosses at his own network. How long will ESPN's patience last? With these god-awful ratings, how long will Pat McAfee survive? You tell me. Also, give me your thoughts on ESPN giving the Pat Tillman Award to Prince Harry. Initially, I thought it was ridiculous, but after learning about his military service, I kind of understood ESPN's reasoning. What do you think? Do you agree with Pat McAfee, or do you understand where ESPN was coming from? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. Appreciate your support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.